This is lesson 479, a cumulative review of all of the concepts we've learned thus far in the program. I'm going to dictate 2 syllable words, and the words that I dictate will contain any one of the elements that we have learned thus far in the program. Before we begin the dictation, let's review the 8 vowel groups that we have learned, starting with the first 4 vowel groups. Vowel group 1 says that if you have one vowel followed by a consonant in a syllable, that vowel will represent its short sound. Vowel group 2 says if you have one vowel in a syllable and that vowel comes at the end of the syllable, that vowel will represent its long sound. Vowel group 3 says if you have an E at the end of a syllable and you have a vowel that comes before that E, separated by at least one consonant, then the E at the end of the syllable is silent, and the vowel that comes before that silent E will represent its long sound. In that instance, you put a line under the silent E and put the number 3 under the vowel that represents its long sound. Vowel group 4 says 2 vowels join together and form a team, and the first vowel represents its long sound. Vowel group 5 is the situation where a vowel is followed by the letter R. The vowel and the letter R join together and form a team and represent a sound that is neither long nor short. Vowel group 6 is when 2 vowels join together and form a team, and the first vowel does not represent its long sound. Vowel group 7 is when you have LE at the end of the word, preceded by a consonant. When that happens, that consonant plus LE form their own syllable. LE is a vowel team in that syllable representing the sound ul, and you write the number 7 under the LE vowel team. And finally, vowel group 8 says that the vowels A, O, and U all have an extra sound. The extra sound for A is aw. A represents its extra sound when it comes by itself at the end of a syllable, or when A is followed by L at the end of a syllable, plus another consonant. The letters O and U each have an extra sound as well. The extra sound for O is oo, as in the word do, and the extra sound for U is as in the word put. O and U usually will make their extra sound in very common short words. And also when you have a multiple syllable word that ends in FUL, as in beautiful, in that construction, U will always represent its extra sound, And when any of those 3 vowels represent their extra sound, you place an 8 under those vowels. I begin dictation now from lesson 479, starting with row 1. Console. Console. I tried to console her. Console. Con, 3 sounds. K, ah, n. Soul, 3 sounds. S, o, ol. Console. Now we have a marking system. The first thing we do is we look for teams in a word. If we have those teams, we underline them. We see if any of the letters are representing their second sounds or any teams. If so, we double underline those letters or teams. And we look to see if the word contains a silent E. In this word, we have a silent E. The next step is we identify our vowel sounds. We have 2 vowel sounds in this word. Now we count the consonants between our vowel sounds and apply the syllable division rule. Syllable division rule 2 is in effect here because we have 2 consonants between our vowels. We therefore divide between the first and second consonants. Finally, we assign vowel group numbers to our vowel sounds. And the word is console. Commence. Commence. It is time to commence the journey. Commence. So for spelling, pronounce the word commence. Com has 3 sounds. K, ah, m. Mence. 4 sounds. N, s. Commence. Now, let's mark this word. First, we look for teams. We look to see if any letter or letter team represents its second sound, and we identify any silent E's in the word. In this word, we have one consonant team, CE. Next, we identify our vowel sounds. 2 vowel sounds here. Now we count the consonants between our vowels and divide according to the appropriate syllable rule number. Syllable rule 2 is in effect. We have 2 consonants between our vowels. Finally, we assign vowel group numbers to our vowel sounds. Commence. Fragile. Fragile. This glass is very fragile. Fragile. Fra has 3 sounds. F, r, a. Gile, 3 sounds. J, I, ul. Fragile. Let's apply the marking procedure. Look for teams. Look for letters representing their second sounds. Identify a silent E if there is one in the word. In this word, G is representing its second sound. It's followed by the letter I. Remember, when C is followed by E, I, or Y, it almost in every instance will represent its second sound, S. However, with G, when it's followed by E, I, or Y, it might represent its second sound, and then again, it might not. After we have done this step, we identify our vowel sounds. And now we apply syllable division. We have one consonant between our vowel sounds, so we divide after the vowel A and before the G. Finally, we assign vowel group numbers. Now, why do we have 2 underlined? Because it's an exception to vowel group 2, which says that if a vowel comes at the end of the syllable, it represents the long sound. But in this word, it's representing the short sound, a, fragile. That's why we underline the 2. The next word is badger. Badger. Please don't badger me. Badger. 2 syllables. First syllable bad, 3 sounds. B, a, d. Jur, 2 sounds. J, Badger. At this point, pause the video and completely mark the word applying the marking procedure we've just outlined. Once you've completed doing so, advance the video. Badger. Row 2, Chinese. Chinese. I believe she is Chinese. Chinese. Chai has 2 sounds. Ch, I. Knees, 3 sounds. N, e, z. Chinese. Pause the video, mark the word, and when you're completed doing so, advance the video. Chinese. Notice C is capitalized because this is the name of a people. Octave. Octave. An octave is a musical term. Octave. Now for spelling, let's pronounce the word octave. Oc has 2 sounds. A, k. Tave, 3 sounds. T, a, v. Octave. Mark the word. Octave. And in conversation, you would say octave. Sleazy. Sleazy. That guy is kind of sleazy. Sleazy. Slee has 3 sounds. S, ol, e. Z, 2 sounds. Z, e. Sleazy. Mark the word. Sleazy. The letter Y is double underlined in this word. When Y comes at the end of 2 or more syllables, the Y normally represents the long E sound, which is the second long sound for the vowel Y. When Y comes at the end of 1 syllable, it usually represents the long I sound, as in my. But when Y comes at the end of 2 or more syllables, Y normally represents the long E sound. When Y makes the long I sound, no special mark is made to it. but when Y represents the long E sound, you double underline the Y to indicate it's representing its second long sound. Apron, apron. She wore a very lovely apron. Apron. And for spelling, let's pronounce the word apron. First syllable, one sound, A. Prawn. 4 sounds. P, R, A, N. Apron. Mark the word. Apron. Notice PR is marked as a consonant blend by placing half circles under the P and the R. The P and the R must remain together in the second syllable for purposes of pronunciation. Otherwise, the word would be pronounced apron, which is not the way the word is pronounced. Row 3, disgrace. Disgrace. What was said was a disgrace. Disgrace. Dis, 3 sounds. D, I, S. Grace, 4 sounds. G, R, A, S. Disgrace. Mark the word. Disgrace. Across. Across. We went across the highway. Across. First syllable, 1 sound. A. Cross, 4 sounds. K, R, A, S. A cross. Mark the word. A cross. Again, we have to keep C and R together in the second syllable. Otherwise, the word would be pronounced ac-ross. And, of course, that's not how we say that word. Pincer. Pincer. The ant bit me with its pincer. Pincer. Pin, 3 sounds. P, I, N. Sir, 2 sounds. S, Pin, sir. Mark the word. Pin, sir. Gypsy. Gypsy. The term gypsy refers to someone who is a free-spirited or nomadic person. Gypsy. First syllable of 2 syllables, gyp, 3 sounds. J, I, P. C, 2 sounds. S, E. Gypsy. Mark the word. Gypsy. Here, Y in the first syllable is representing the short I sound. When Y comes in a syllable followed by a consonant, it normally represents the short I sound. And in the second syllable, Y is representing the long E sound. Normally, when Y comes at the end of 2 or more syllables, it represents its long E sound. And when it does so, we double underline the Y to indicate Y is representing its long E sound. Row 4, germane. Germane, your point is very germane to the conversation. Germane. Ger, 2 sounds. J, Main, 3 sounds. A, N. Germane. Mark the word. Germane. Musket. Musket. The soldier carried a musket into battle. Musket. 2 syllables. First syllable, mus, 3 sounds. S. Ket, 3 sounds. K, t. Musket. Mark the word. Musket. Roman. Roman. The Roman Empire covered thousands of miles. Roman. And for spelling, pronounce the word Roman. Ro has 2 sounds. R, O. Man, 3 sounds. A, N. Roman. Mark the word. Roman. We capitalize the R in Roman because it refers to a people. Pollute. Pollute. Do not pollute the stream. Pollute. For spelling, let's say the word this way. Pollute. First syllable, 3 sounds. P, A, ul. Lute, 3 sounds. Ul, U, T. Pollute. Mark the word. lute. We double underline U. It's representing its second long sound, oo, as in dude. U has two long sounds, U as in mule and oo as in dude. Row 5, concede. Concede. She will concede defeat after midnight. Concede. Con, three sounds. K, ah, n. Seed, three sounds. S, e, d. Concede. Mark the word. Concede. Tangle. Tangle. I do not want to tangle with him. Tangle. Two syllables. First syllable tang, three sounds. T, a, ng. Gull, two sounds. G, ul. Tangle. Mark the word. Tangle. Remember, when N is followed by G or K, N will represent its second sound, where in that instance we double underline it. Reduce. Reduce. I need to reduce my weight. Reduce. Re, two sounds. R, e. Deuce, three sounds. D, u, s. Reduce. Mark the word. Reduce. U is representing its second long sound here, oo, and C is representing its second sound as well. Carbon. Carbon. The carbon footprint is a new term that refers to how much energy we use. Carbon. First syllable is car, two sounds. K, r. Bon, three sounds. B, a, n. Carbon. Mark the word. Carbon. Carbon. Row 6, forceps. Forceps. The surgeon asked the nurse for forceps. Forceps. First syllable for, two sounds. F, or. Seps. Four sounds. S, e, p, s. Forceps. Mark the word. Forceps. 50. 50. He turned 50 today. 50. Fifth, three sounds. F, I, f. T, two sounds. T, e. 50. Mark the word. 50. Muster. Muster. You must muster the courage to act. Muster. Mus, three sounds. S. Ter, two sounds. T, Muster. Mark the word. Muster. Absence. Absence. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Absence. Two syllables. First syllable ab, two sounds. A, b. Sense, four sounds. S, e, n, s. Absence. Mark the word. Absence. We mark CE as a consonant team here. We do not underline E as a silent E by itself. And why is that? Because E's only function in this word is to cause the C to represent its second sound. It is not causing the first E in the syllable to represent its long sound. So in this instance, we underline CE. It is a two-letter consonant team representing the S sound. Row 7, cinder. Cinder. I got a tiny speck of cinder in my eye. Cinder. Sin, three sounds. S, I, n. Der, two sounds. D, Cinder. Mark the word. Cinder. Disown. Disown. The father did disown his only child. Disown. Dis, 3 sounds. D, I, S. Own, 2 sounds. O, N. Disown. Mark the word. Disown. Here, we put a line under the 1 above the word. That's the syllable division rule. Because we have one consonant between our I and our O, and according to syllable rule 1, we should divide after the I and before the S, but we don't in this word. Clearly, the S stays in the first syllable, so we have an exception to syllable rule 1. Logic, logic. That argument has a lot of logic. Logic. La, 2 sounds. Ul, ah. Jick, 3 sounds. J, I, k. Logic. Mark the word. Logic. Denounce. Denounce. She will denounce the dictator of the country. Denounce. D, 2 sounds. D, E. Nounce, 4 sounds. N, ow, n, s. Denounce. Mark the word. Denounce. Again, CE is a team here because E's only job is to cause the C to represent its second sound. Row 8. Bargain. Bargain. I got a real bargain in the marketplace. Bargain. For spelling, we pronounce this word bargain. Bar has 2 sounds. B, R. Gain, 3 sounds. G, A, N. Bargain. Mark the word. Bargain. Bargain. Cement. Cement. You must let the cement dry. Cement. C, 2 sounds. S, E. Ment, 4 sounds. E, N, T. Cement. Mark the word. Cement. Transcribe. Transcribe. My job is to transcribe the speech into written word. Transcribe. Tran has 4 sounds. T, R, A, N. Scribe has 5 sounds. S, K, R, I, B. Transcribe. Mark the word. Transcribe. SCR is a 3-letter blend, but we don't mark it in this word because we only mark blends when they're in danger of being divided into separate syllables. But there's no such danger in this word, so we make no mark to the 3-letter blend SCR. And again, a blend is simply 2 or 3 consonant letters that each retain their own individual sounds and blend those sounds with the adjacent consonants. Lettuce. Lettuce. I like lettuce in my salad. Lettuce. 2 syllables, first syllable let, 3 sounds. Ul, e, t. Tuss, 3 sounds. T, s. Let, tuss. Mark the word. Let, tuss. Lettuce. Row 9, pacer. Pacer. The pacer car in the race stayed in front of all the other cars. Pacer. First syllable pay, 2 sounds. P, A. Sir, 2 sounds. S, Pay, sir. Mark the word. Pay, sir. Service. Service. May I be of service to you. Service. 2 syllables, first syllable sir, 2 sounds. S, Vis, 3 sounds. V, I, s. Service. Mark the word. Service. Here again, CE is a consonant team because E's only job is to cause the C to represent its second sound. Decease. Decease. Decease means to stop living. Decease. 2 syllables, first syllable D, 2 sounds. D, E. Cease. three sounds. S, E, S. Decease. Mark the word. Decease. Panther. Panther. The panther stalked his prey. Panther. Pan. Three sounds. P, A, N. Thur. Two sounds. Th, Panther. Mark the word. Panther. Our final row 10, unit. Unit. What is the name of the unit you are in? Unit. Two syllables, first syllable, one sound, U. Knit. Three sounds, N, I, T. Unit. Mark the word. Unit. Advice. Advice. May I offer you some advice? Add, two sounds. A, D. Vice, three sounds. V, I, S. Advice. Mark the word. Advice. Here, CE is not a team. Instead, E is underlined as a silent E. It is causing the C to represent its second sound, and it's also causing the I to represent its long sound according to vowel group 3. Cloudy. Cloudy. It is a cloudy day. Cloudy. Two syllables, first syllable, clow, three sounds. K, ul, ow. D, two sounds. D, E. Cloudy. Mark the word. Cloudy. Our final word is precise. Precise. It is vital that you be precise in your terms. Precise. Pre, three sounds. P, R, E. Sice, three sounds. S, I, S. Precise. Mark the word. Precise. This completes the dictation of words from lesson 479.